The Phillies appear to be in free fall after coming off being swept in a 3-game series at home against the Yankees. The offenses seem to have gone cold, and the pitching isn't doing enough to hold the other teams in check. The division lead is down to 6 games, with the Braves closing in, and the Mets trailing right behind them. With a 10-game road trip on our hands, the Phillies have to come out of their slump. The trade deadline has passed, so this is the team we will be rocking with for the remainder of the season and into the playoffs. If they want to go deep into the playoffs and make it back to the World Series, they have to find their rhythm and fix whatever they have been doing wrong. In this video, I'll break down the Phillies team as a whole and discuss what they need to do in order to make it back to the World Series in October. Welcome back, I'm Sticky Chris, and I talk about all things Philly sports. If you like the Phillies or any of Philadelphia's major sports teams, consider subscribing. The Phillies offense is something I will always come back to when the team is in a slump. The lineup is constructed of streaky hitters that when they are all on, it's the best lineup in baseball, but when they're off, it's not pretty. We saw it last October when the Phillies bats destroyed the Braves in the NLDS, but then went silent against Arizona in the NLCS, leading them to choking that series. It starts with the star players. This includes Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, and Alec Bohm. These guys are key to the lineup's success, and when they're not hitting, it puts too much pressure on the 5 through 9 guys to make something happen. Harper's in the worst slump of his career, as he only has 1 hit in his last 30 at-bats. He needs to get things going, especially when they get to the playoffs. He went cold in the NLCS as well, which contributed to the series loss. Obviously, we know Harper is better than this, and he will get out of this slump, but when the playoff comes, he can't have another slump like this or the one we saw in the NLCS last year. Schwarber, who has been one of the streakiest hitters on the Phillies the last couple seasons, has found more consistency in 2024. This is all I ask of these guys, is that they find consistency. They're all good hitters, so if they just work as a complete unit, they're for sure going to score enough to win a game. The idea of home run or bust with this team bothers me. They have speed, contact, and power, but it seems like Kevin Long is teaching them to swing for the fences the majority of the time. When it works, it's great, but when they go cold, it's a miserable sight. Consistency to the offense is key for the Phillies if they want to make it back to the Fall Classic. The starting rotation has been a plus for the Phillies all season, and I expect it to continue going into the playoffs. The starters seem to pick it up a notch when they reach the postseason, as Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, and Ranger Suarez pitch great under the bright lights. These 3 guys will get the majority of the playoff starts, along with Christopher Sanchez, who's been a pleasant surprise this year. Last year, Sanchez wasn't on that level, so the Phillies didn't have that 4th starter luxury. Now they do, so it shouldn't be a problem if they get to the NLCS. These 4 guys staying healthy is vital in making it back to the World Series. They have to get the ball in playoff games. We can't afford one of them getting hurt and us having to watch Taijuan Walker get thrown out to start a game in the NLDS. If they can all stay healthy, I like the Phillies' chances of returning to the World Series. Carlos Estevez is someone I want to spotlight. He was just traded to the Phillies last week from the Angels and is already playing a role in the back end of the bullpen. He has pitched 2 scoreless innings for us so far, both coming in the 9th inning. It looks like he's going to be our main closer for the rest of the season. Having a lights-out guy like him in the playoffs, as well as help from dominant relievers like Jeff Hoffman, Matt Strahm, and Orion Kerkering, is absolutely insane. Closing out ball games in the NLCS last year is what cost the Phillies, but with this group of relievers, I think it will get a whole lot easier. Their success is key to them making it back to the World Series. I have a lot of faith in the 2024 Phillies. Yes, they're going through a terrible slump, but they're going to get out of it. The starting pitching will be lights out again, and the bullpen is looking like the best it has ever been. The offense is what worries me. The last 2 seasons we saw playoff exits because of the inconsistent offense, and that is what I fear might happen for a 3rd time. The players need to find a more consistent approach compared to the streaky approach they have been going with. I know it's not easy, but if they want to make it back to the World Series, they cannot afford this offense going cold again. If they do, then the pitching will have to be even more lights out to carry the weight. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Phillies and if you think they can make it back to the World Series this season. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all things Philly sports. We're so close to 2,000 subscribers, so let's try to go for it. I appreciate all of you for the support you have given me so far. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.